Hi dear students, good morning. Today we'll be continuing with our revision lessons, and in this class we'll be discussing a very key aspect of carbohydrate metabolism, which is glycolysis. And inside glycolysis we'll be discussing another key mechanism, that is the rate limiting step of glycolysis, that is phosphofructokinase 1. And in that rate limiting step we'll be discussing the most key step that is asked, that is role of PFK2 or phosphofructokinase 2, right? So we are going in much deeper in this case. So we'll be discussing specifically the role of PFK2 or how PFK2 helps in glycolysis or how it influences glycolysis and regulates glycolysis and gluconeogenesis, right? Now first see this diagram, right? And this is the diagram that is present in almost all textbook. There might be some modifications, but if you look at this diagram just like that, it might be too much confusing for you. So I will simplify this diagram. I will break it down for you so that you are able to understand. Number one, you are able to write on your own, and you are able to make the examiner understand in Viva examination. Okay, so what are the key points that we need to remember? Number one you need to remember is PFK2 is a bifunctional enzyme. Almost we know that. That's something which should be known. That is PFK2 or phosphofructokinase 2 has got two functions. Number one, it has got a kinase function which helps in phosphorylation, and it also has got a phosphatase activity that reverses the action of its kinase. Now what is the role of PFK2? What does PFK1 do? It converts fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. This is done by PFK1. PFK2 is just almost the same enzyme, and it forms an isomer of fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. So PFK2 forms fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. Alright. So this is the role of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. I mean PFK2. Now the conceptual element that you need to remember is number one, insulin stimulates glycolysis. So insulin stimulates, so if insulin action is high, glycolysis will increase, right? The reverse is true in case of glucagon, that is glucagon will inhibit glycolysis, right? However, the main thing that you need to remember, or the key word, one word answer, if examiner wants you to explain the whole principle in one word, that thing is fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. This compound allosterically activates PFK1, right? Fructose 2,6-bisphosphate allosterically activates PFK1. If PFK1 is activated, it will lead to increase in glycolysis. Fine. Now let us break it down. So this thing has to be stimulated by insulin, because we already told you insulin also stimulates glycolysis. So what does insulin do? Insulin increases the formation of PFK, fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, right? Fructose 2,6-bisphosphate is produced from fructose 6-phosphate by the action of kinase property of PFK2. So insulin will increase the action of PFK2 kinase, and glucagon will increase the action of PFK2 bisphosphatase. Fine. I'll again show the figure and I'll explain it to you. And one more thing you need to know, that insulin always acts by the principle of protein phosphatase. Okay, protein phosphatase. It is the phosphatase because insulin, the main principle of insulin is activation by dephosphorylation. So insulin activates by dephosphorylation with the help of protein phosphatase. Specifically in this case, it uses the protein phosphatase 2, and glucagon glucagon acts by phosphorylation with the help of cyclic AMP, CAMP. Fine. So these are the information. So if you have not written it down, you can write it down on a piece of paper, because my sheet is looking too much messed up. So insulin activates an enzyme by dephosphorylation. In this case, it is activating the kinase property of PFK2, which in turn is forming fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, which in turn is allosterically activating PFK1, which is increasing the activity of glycolysis. The reverse thing will be done by glucagon. Glucagon will activate cyclic AMP. It will activate the phosphatase action of PFK2. So it will convert it back to fructose 6-phosphate. Basically, this means the concentration of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate will be low if glucagon is active. And that is why it cannot activate PFK1 and it will then stimulate gluconeogenesis. Now, if this has not confused you already, let us now see in this diagram. So just consider one at a time. Alright, we considered the action of insulin. High insulin activates protein phosphatase. I already told you. What does protein phosphatase do? Phosphatase will dephosphorylate. Fine. But in the way of dephosphorylating, it is activating the kinase activity of PFK2. When it is activating the kinase property of PFK2, it means fructose 6-phosphate will be converted to fructose 2,6-bisphosphate. And this will allosterically activate PFK1 and that will increase glycolysis. Fine. Reverse occur in case of glucagon. See, glucagon will activate the kinase. Glucagon acts by kinase mechanism and CAMP is involved, cyclic AMP. However, it increases the phosphatase activity of PFK2. It's reverse, it's opposite. Glucagon is activating by kinase mechanism, but it is making the phosphatase activity prominent of PFK2. So when phosphatase activity is prominent, fructose 2,6-bisphosphate will be converted back to fructose 6-phosphate. Means the concentration of this will be low, and that cannot allosterically activate PFK1. It means glycolysis will be inhibited and gluconeogenesis will be stimulated. Remember, glucagon always stimulates gluconeogenesis and insulin stimulates glycolysis. So if we need to summarize, what are the things that we need to remember? Absolutely remember. Number one, the principle, that is fructose 2,6-bisphosphate allosterically activates PFK1 that stimulates glycolysis. Fine. Number two, insulin acts via dephosphorylation and it activates PFK2 kinase. If it activates PFK2 kinase, then this will be formed and then glycolysis will be increased. And lastly, the converse we also need to remember, that is glucagon acts via phosphorylation but it activates PFK2 phosphatase. So that will decrease the level of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate and that will allosterically inhibit PFK1 and that will inhibit glycolysis. So that was it. This is a short video to answer this specific query because this is a conceptual question. Regulation of glycolysis and gluconeogenesis by PFK2 is a part of long question that will be asked. This will also be asked in Viva, as well as it can be asked as a part of an explain why type of question or as a part of short question or a short note simply as PFK2. So feel free to get back to me in the comments with any queries and I'll see you soon with another video. Till then, bye and take care.